Namaskar. There are many left leaning people, extremists, fake intellectuals, desperately trying to convince that women are used to be suppressed in Hindu religion. I'm shocked and with their confidence and the way they convey their agenda. I also question myself that the culture we are proud of was it really so oppressive? Where there are no empowered women in the past? Let us discuss this common question with my friend.
Thank you. Uh, I doubt the confidence of those people who are trying to convince with their stand up comedy. Thing is that just because they don't know it, that doesn't mean that doesn't exist. I have few details about some great Hindu women who are intellectuals as well as warriors. Let me tell you that. I break the information in two parts. First is women intellectuals, and second is women warriors. Because knowledge and strength are the basis of an empowered person, whether that person is a man or woman. Let's begin with women intellectuals. Before we know the great women scholars, let us understand some Vedic references relating to women scholars and some terms which will help us to understand the Hindu ideology. As per Madhav Sanhita, women are classified as Brahmavadini and Sadyavadu in ancient Vedic times. Brahmavadini was a woman who studied the Vedas after the Yajnopavita Sanskara, that is, sacred thread ceremony, and got married later or stayed a bachelor in further pursuit of Vedic knowledge. Sadyavati was a woman who got married immediately after her sacred thread ceremony and then studied Vedas. Women used to wear their thread around their neck. This goes on to show that women were eligible to both the sacred thread ceremony as well as the Vedic studies in ancient times. This also means that women are also eligible to Gayatri Updesha and to learn the Gayatri Mantra because any person who has undergone the Yajnopavita Sanskara is eligible to Gayatri Updesha. So in the Vedas, there is not a single reference which denies the woman these rights.
Of what you are saying, is there any documented proof?
Yes, all the Vedic hymns were actually revealed to different Vedic scholars, which is why we find each Vedic hymns attributed to a particular rishi. There are many Vedic hymns attributed to Rishika, that is, female Vedic scholars. In Rigveda alone, there are around 30 women Vedic scholars, that is, Rishikas, to whom different hymns have been attributed to. Now, obviously, it would be naive to say that women are restricted to study the Vedas, while there are hymns in the Vedas which were revealed to women sages. Let us know some of the Rishikas mentioned in Rigveda. Rishi Panini also mentioned about the female students admitted to the study of Mimamsa and about Chatri, that is girl student, and Upadhyay, that is woman teachers. This clearly shows that even during the times of Panini, Vedic education was imparted to both man and woman.
Coming to the second part, when we talk about women warriors, there are very few names I remember, like Rani Lakshmi Bai and Maharani Padmavati. So they were limited up to such few names only.
That's a very good question, but the answer is no. I'm providing some names who are known and some are not so much known women warriors of Bharat. Before we begin, I just want to put a situation against you. Let us say there is a person who never learned any martial arts or never take any weapon training. Suddenly a war break out and somebody give an AK-47 in his hand and ask him to fight against the enemies. Will he able to fire the AK-47? Second, let us say he is able to fire the AK-47, but how much will he last in war? We all know that when there is a war, many things matters apart from just knowing how to fire the weapon. I request viewers to comment on this. Now let's move on to the women warriors of Bharat. Rani Lakshmi Bai, Jalkari Bai, Kiladi Chinnamma, Onaka Obawa, Rani Avanti Bai, and many more. These are only few great warriors I have mentioned here, and will promise you that we come out with a separate series on each women warriors.